Tuck, talk, tuck, talk, tuck, talk. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Episode 9 of the TUC Talk podcast. First off, I just want to say if you're new to this channel, you're new to the TUC Talk podcast, first off, what took you so long? Second of all, welcome to the channel. I hope you guys, stick around after this. If you do, please be sure to like this video, share this video, comment on this video, give your thoughts, and also subscribe to the channel as well. But for those of you that, like I said, also for those of you that are new or for all our returning subscribers, I go by the name of the Delta Fashionista, manager editor here at Tribal Culture Magazine. On the panel today, we have Mr. Sean Henry, the Black Don himself. Tell him what's going on, bro.
What's up? Here back at TUC Talk for one of the first few times in a while.
And also, we had that controversial, but love him or hate him, you always tune in for him, Mr. Kenny Santos, aka Gata No Magic. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing well. Sort of ran the marathon.
Okay. Also, we have my guy, my co-host on the Out of Bounds podcast. We guys are calling the man in the middle, Mr. Dottie. Don't call me Donovan Wilkins. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, yeah. Another one I want to get your thoughts on the mental check-in with that is. That was a long-ass side right there. And last but certainly not least, we have a debut on the TUC Talk podcast. Those of you guys, those of you that check our website, tuckmag.net, you're accustomed to her writing. You've seen her interviews that she did with Jean Baptiste, the artist, as well as most recently with Outkast. She's a contributor right here at Tribal Culture Magazine. Also, a Florida A&M University graduate. She's a graduate out of HBCU. Miss Joanne Jean, a.k.a. Joe Jean, also known as a talented singer out of Florida. How you doing today, young lady?
Hey, I'm doing well. Nice to be here.
Glad to have you.
Thank you for the great intro.
Oh, you're welcome. Tuck family, man. We together strong. We stick together. But as you guys know, first segment that we always do on TUC Talk before we get into any main topics is we go over our mental check-in. We have a rated scale from 1 to 10, basically detailing our thoughts, our feelings from this week. Judging from our pre-game talk, I can kind of tell that a lot of people are in various different moods, So I'd love to get everybody's perspective as far as how they feel. But for those of you that are new, our rating scale for the mental check-in is as follows. 1 means I want to die. 2 means my life is pointless. 3, nothing matters. 4, my life sucks right now. 5 is whatever. 6, I'm content. 7, I'm grateful. 8, I'm in a good place. 9, I'm excited about life. And 10, life couldn't be better. So, with that said, I'll open it up to the panel, whoever want to go first. How are you guys feeling this week on a scale of 1 to 10?
9, because these past 2 days have been hilarious. I have 2 good stories, one from today, one for yesterday. No, it has nothing to do with anything that's happened in TUC. I just had I'm not even sure I can say one story because A, my girlfriend will get mad at me, and B, it'll be fun. It's so gross. It's a gross story, but hilarious. But today, my friend Chun, who's great, by the way, if you're watching this, Chun, she is on Singapore's Got Talent or something or this other, and she has an event in the Hamptons, so she has to leave by 11 EST. So I wake up really late, at 9:30. So I'm on the lift to just get over there because I want to get this a rice cooker that she was offering for free. And if you know me, you know I love my rice. I've been boiling it in a pot like a fucking peasant until now, and so I'm rushing, but apparently there's a marathon going
rice
on.
Cookers
Are amazing, yes. But and anyways, so I'm racing towards there in the lift, and there's a marathon going on in the middle of New York. And my lift is just stuck in traffic because these assholes are just running through the middle of the city, saying "fuck you" to your commute. And I get it's a Sunday, but I really need to get there. So I was I tell the lift, you know what, just leave me off here. We're 6 blocks away. I can just run. And so I get out of the car and I'm running. And at one point I have to run along the marathon street because everything's gated. So people are just staring at me I'm on the wrong side of the street. I'm cheating in the race, or they're thinking I wasn't good enough to get into the marathon. So I don't know, like this stupid ass like Hallmark movie where I'm just like running along and doing the marathon anyway for free and some
For
shit.
free.
But I'm just trying
Wait,
to
I
get my.
thought marathons were free.
No, you can win like
No,
6-figure prizes and shit.
I think you got to pay in.
Yeah, you have to like enter and stuff.
Yeah, and you could be like sponsored. Some people are on bikes.
Yeah.
They had
You
like
just
this.
can't run, Liddell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do a marathon before I die.
I
Yeah,
would not.
same.
It was funny because they were racing to prove like they were athletes. I was racing to get my something to help me with my carbo intake for the day, and it's just like so hilarious because everyone's just like staring at me while I'm running along with the runners, and I'm
That
just
is
being
so
like,
funny.
"Fuck you! I'm running because you're ruining my commute."
That is so funny. You
That
should
was
take the
this morning.
subway.
I did on the way back, but I didn't know there was a marathon on my way over there. I just figured
Right.
I'd be there in 16. But I feel bad for the lift because I wouldn't be surprised if we still stuck in traffic. It was that bad.
Wow.
But I got my rice cooker. Got
If
my
I
rice
ever
Well,
move
cooker.
to New York, I'm not driving anywhere.
I
I wouldn't.
mean, I would personally right now, considering the fact like how the subways was looking the other past few days, like it was flooded, like it literally looked like Noah's Ark.
Oh yeah,
Oh
we swam.
yeah.
We swam.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy.
What's her name? Elsa literally skipped Florida and just slammed into New York, and I was like, dang.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's crazy.
It's finally our turn. He was like, Florida. God was
Yeah, I
like,
was like,
Florida has had
finally.
enough. Fuck New York in particular.
But Miss Joanne, like, let's get your thought. Like, how you feeling this week on a scale of 1 to 10?
I feel like a 5.
Okay. Want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Come on, let's talk about it.
We're
Like, why is
deciding
my-
this for you.
Right. I'm like, I didn't even answer the question.
This shit is a podcast. I gotta keep the conversation.
Like I've suffered with depression my whole entire life, so sometimes I just go through periods. I just wake up and I just don't feel well. So
And this
not-
is one of those days.
yeah, it's not really like a trigger. So, but you know, like it's something that you have to live with. So I'm still here.
Yeah.
Been there.
You're
Definitely
not,
been there.
you're not alone. You're not alone. You're with some panelists that could definitely relate to your situation that's been in your shoes. Who are probably still in your shoes right now, you know. So, but my thoughts and prayers are always with you. And I'm very proud of you as well. 'Cause I know you have an upcoming singing gig coming up, correct?
Yeah, this Friday in Tallahassee. It's my last show in Tallahassee because I'm moving.
Okay.
I'm moving back down to South Florida, and then I'll be doing a lot of shows in South Florida. So that's exciting. Like, I'm excited because like I have a lot of time to do all my creative stuff. I'm gonna miss my apartment in Tallahassee. I'm not gonna miss Tallahassee. I'm gonna miss like that space, and I have to find a job and like find a new apartment down here. So I'm like with my family right now. It's whatever.
So
How is it living in Tallahassee? Because I don't know nobody from there. And
only thing I know
People that
about
are from there
Tallahassee
are
is the Florida State Seminoles. That's about it. But feel free, like, how's it in Tallahassee, John?
It's lame.
It's lame.
The people that are from there like are hit or miss, literally. Like they're either really, really weird or really, really cool. There's no in between. It's just and Tallahassee has like it's like going out to buy food, bringing it home, and then having to like add stuff to it at your house. That's how bad the food is. You go out and you buy food, you bring it home or you DoorDash it, and you have to like add stuff to it at your house. You can't just dive in because it does not taste good. That's how it is living in Tallahassee. The food is a hit or miss, especially being from South Florida and being Caribbean. Like I'm huge on food when I go to places. Like the place that has like the worst food that I've traveled to so far, Atlanta. Nasty as hell.
Really?
Damn.
Really?
Hit or miss.
What I always got from Tallahassee's was, and I might be mistaken, was their barbecue, right? Like
I don't even eat pork or beef like that. Like I don't eat pork or beef, so it's like barbecue. and I'm not even supposed to be eating chicken because I'm supposed to be vegetarian. So again, it's like barbecue who? It's like the South. Like the South is like, okay, we're just gonna like make a bunch of carbs and put salt and pepper on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, there's like a ringtone in my background. But yeah, it's whatever, really. I would not advise anyone to live there unless you're building a family.
Wow. I heard Tampa was like the best place to live in Florida. You want to like settle down and build a family and retire.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're pushing that age, Liddell. I mean, that's right there on
Yikes.
my life plan. You remember?
Are you
You get there in age.
Oh, I was just about to say, like, you call me old. You just confirmed it. Okay.
Yeah, Tampa is where people go to retire and like fish and carry on into the next life.
See, dog, this is what I told you last week.
So
Never become a
morbid,
counselor.
jeez.
Never become a
Like I work
counselor.
at a funeral home, but you're more morbid.
I was
than
about
I
to
am.
say, you work at a funeral home and I'm
Like-
morbid.
Okay,
Yeah,
you see,
bro.
Because you see, I wasn't even thinking about that because I'm 30 years old. For those of you guys that don't know, but now you basically tell me that okay, like it's almost time to like I'm old yellow, like it's almost time to
You're on your way out,
Bro, like males live up until 80 years old, women until 85. He's got like 50 years of shit. You're acting like this is an anime, and he already had his best seasons, and the rest is just filler.
No.
like I'm Vegeta or some shit. Like my best arc is behind me.
Right? That dude is in his 60s, and like he's the best character.
It is.
That's true.
He said you're pushing that age.
So disrespectful.
How does
Like,
it feel
that's so
being so close
disrespectful.
to the great beyond?
One step closer to meeting your maker.
Like because
Or
he's
not.
like
Really, like,
because he's
nothing.
getting there, he gotta have kids and stuff.
About to see the Grim Reaper real quick.
No, listen, don't do him like that.
See, right now I was at like about a 9 before you said it. You just
Damn.
right now. Right now, I don't think I'm on the scale right now. Like now, you gotta be contemplating a whole bunch of shit.
You gotta
I'm
think about
going-
his situationship.
Yeah,
Now he's thinking about wife and Shawty up.
Right, like, damn.
Brought him down to a 2.
Did I
Wait,
miss
wait,
my
wait.
train?
His girlfriend watches this. Please don't give her ideas.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, you just ruined my man's week.
all right, now,
He's
y'all
gonna
about
be like,
to
"Where's the ring?"
y'all about to make it hard for me. All right. Next person.
In terms of my mental check-in, I don't think there's a scale, a number on the scale for nervous. I'm going out with this. I want to be politically correct. Puerto Rican or
Oh,
Colombian?
I thought you were gonna be like
Girl.
gender or something.
Wait, hold on. So
Puerto
you're
Rico
going-
and Colombia aren't even in the they're not even the same region of the world. First of all, second of all,
Right.
the cultures are so different. Like, what are you talking about?
So I'm just gonna say Spanish woman.
Well,
I'm
she's
not
not
really
from
sure.
That's
Spain.
even
she's not
worse.
Spanish.
Even worse.
So
Latina.
Just say Latin. Just say Latin. Accent.
okay, Latin. Okay. So
I mean,
Alright,
she's
hold
not
on.
from Rome, but okay. Okay.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. Talk about, because I was lost in my head for a second. Donald, you said, like, are you currently dating a Latina?
No, it is the first.
No, he didn't
Nazi.
even say. He didn't even say why he's
Right,
talking
I didn't
about
even
this.
get to it.
You should have done.
so
You
I'm
should have
jumping
did that first.
That's the
Yeah.
climate that we're in today.
You should have done that first.
I was like,
No.
Godspeed.
So we're going out dancing, and I don't dance. Damn. But she wants to go like salsa dancing and stuff like that. The only thing I can do is the waltz, and I think that's completely different from
The waltz
salsa.
is harder, I think.
Is it? I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
thought it was
salsa's
pretty
not bad.
easy to learn.
No, salsa's not bad, honestly. People pick it up pretty fast. Basic moves and everything. I mean, let's be honest. She's just there to grind on you. Okay, let's just be honest. All right. If you do an intimate dance like that, that's all she wants. So you're already good, my guy. You're fine.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I
just
mean, I
needs
was
to-
just feeling nervous today.
She just needs to tear down those pretenses and just be like, "Let's do it." Okay. But I
Okay,
guess
so
it's
this-
a cultural thing.
So this is something that's coming up for you.
Yeah, later tonight.
Okay.
My man.
If you don't go on YouTube and just learn how to bachata, it's not that hard.
See how Joanne just simplified everything. Like here, you are nervous. You basically
Yeah,
like my God.
I didn't think of YouTube.
You can learn how to do everything on YouTube, like every single solitary thing.
I just want to say, when you were prefacing this with like, how do I be politically correct? I thought you were gonna like label some humans like gender identity and trying not to do it wrong. So for some reason, I thought you were like this human creature that I am taking out tonight, or something. And then you say Puerto Rican. I'm like, what the fuck?
You went from Puerto Rico and then to Colombia, not even Cuba.
Right.
Colombia.
Like, so that's what
she's half
the Dominican Republic.
Oh, she's half and half.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
Okay.
Like he's not meaning it's confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm just like the bar is really low for what you know right now.
Right, exactly, and that's
Jesus
what I was
Christ.
trying to navigate.
You just lowered his mental health check and score.
My man's already nervous as it is.
Right,
he's nervous for the wrong reason.
No, don't be nervous, because then if you're nervous, you're not going to be able to dance. Just drink a little bit, feel the music. If you look bad, who cares? I look bad most of the time I dance, but I'm cute, so people still dance with me.
That's privilege.
There you go.
That's privilege.
I've literally had people like come up to me and dance, and then be like, "Oh," and I'm just like, "Well, I didn't tell you I knew how to." So
right, exactly.
You came up to me.
That's female privilege right there.
I think it's just automatically assumed that black people just know how to dance.
No, seriously, I'm like, I can sing way better than half of you, so let's talk about it.
That's another stereotype that I don't fit into along the long list of things that I can't do that other
It's even worse. It's even worse in the Latin community, because it's like it's part of the culture to dance. So it's like if you don't know how to dance, you're a joke.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You didn't grow up going to the endless parties that your family threw in the middle
disowned.
of the day? Literally.
Oh man, we made Sean leave.
Because I think is he Jamaican? He has an accent.
Yeah, Sean's actually the best dancer. Sean's actually the best dancer up here.
Right, I was gonna say he knows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hard contest.
John, I can
understand.
Get advice from you.
What?
He understands.
It makes it seem like it was a contest, but Sean's a professional dancer. None of us
If you go to a Caribbean party and you're standing around, people really gonna walk up to you and be like, "What are you doing? Why are you standing around? Move." Literally, like they're your mom. It's funny. I love it. Caribbean parties are the best.
They just grab you.
I never been to a bashment.
Yeah, that too.
I never been to a bashment before. I know that's like a totally different experience for me.
A what?
A bashment?
What is that?
What is that?
That's some. Sean, help me out. Is it?
Okay,
No. If you don't know how to explain it,
right, exactly. And you gotta offload it to somebody else.
It's like a Caribbean dance party.
I never heard of it.
She's Caribbean.
Wait, a bashment. I'm talking about a back. It's BACCA, Baclahan, something like that. Maybe you're saying it wrong, but they use that word in Barbados.
I'm old. I'm the old head here, so.
A bacchanal? Is that what you're talking about?
It could be.
That sounds Greek.
I think that's.
I'm gonna just say yeah, just to save face. Yeah.
That sounds like a Greek festival to Dionysus. I'm just saying.
Bacchanal.
Yes, Baccha. Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, a bachman. I just looked that up. It's nothing.
Damn.
So it's like a dance that celebrates nihilism. That's amazing.
Going down from the one.
I was when we started this.
Popular during the dinosaur age.
I was at 9 when we started this, bro. Like, I feel out of the loop on everything that's on this.
He's talking about something that wasn't even around before Jesus Christ. Come on.
No, literally.
Wow. Now you are youthful. All right, don't let them get to you.
Thank you.
Oh no.
I got clear skin.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
So does Jada Pickett. She's like 50 something. That meant nothing.
And he went from 9 to off the
He went to -5.
Well, Sean, how are you?
Yes.
I'm good. I'm sitting at like a 8.5 right now. Really
That's great.
feeling really good about things moving forward. Should be going to Puerto Rico with my mom next week, but some things have to be sorted out.
Wait, are you going to Puerto Rico or are you going to Puerto Rico or Colombia?
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
My man just came back from LA. I saw him living it up with the mystery game.
Sean is a rock star.
And he's talking about jetting off to Puerto Rico next week.
He's a rock star, man.
It's my birthday month. I'm wilding out. All right.
Oh, okay. All right. There you go.
This man literally attempted to take 27 shots on IG Live. He only made it to 9, but
only
that's
got
still
to
impressive.
9. So I don't want to talk about it.
So he got to finish those shots by the end of the month, basically.
Yeah, feeling good right now.
Yeah. Also, getting back to you, Donna, since you have a dancing date tonight, basically all I can tell you is make sure that your fragrance game is on point. Because obviously you're gonna be dancing up close, and if you have like a great sense of smell out there, then that's just extra points right there. All right. So with that said, as for me, I was at a 9, but Donovan and Joanne never be therapists. The both of you never be therapists.
They tag team you.
But I give really good advice to all my friends. Like they come to me.
I'm sure they do.
For the advice that I get, I just go to myself.
Huh.
No, but Joanne, like I've spoken to Joanne plenty of times, like on Zoom calls or probably she does give like good advice. So that I would definitely concur.
Y'all, man, psychologist,
yeah,
astrologist, personality type. It just stop.
Nah, keep going. Don't stop.
No, I was making a joke because like. I have a friend who's like really into the MBTI, and like he'll just like text me like,
"Wait, what's MBTI?
So what's that?
The personality types, like the INFJ.
Yeah.
They're worse than horoscopes.
Stuff. Yes,
I hate them.
And I was just naming all of those things because people use those to like read people.
I get a different one every time I take that test.
I think that you have multiple personality disorder.
That doesn't exist.
I only got one. And
I get the same one every time.
Nope.
That's very interesting.
Says I have like comparison to the Virgin Mary, and that's all I need to hear for the rest of my life.
Okay, because you're the biggest virgin I know, right?
No, but I am. Don't get the reference.
You over here talking about Nadell, you about to be you about to have no family shit. You can't even get laid.
What?
What the fuck is that? No, but for those of you guys that don't get Kenny's reference, go back to last week's episode of TUC Talk. Adam even me to understand.
Better yet, just read Donovan's book.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a book?
I have a book coming out too.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. What's it gonna be about?
Sure you want to know?
Christianity.
Yeah.
Really?
Celibacy.
Yeah. It's a lot doing with sex. Diving into like human sexuality.
Oh,
my
I
sexuality.
think you were talking about that in the group chat.
Yeah,
and then Liddell was like, "Oh, protection," and you're like,
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Wait, what? Are we anti-protection on this?
No, I told him about my sexual escapades.
Prep is a lie.
He said, "Make sure you're using protection." I'm like, "Yeah, protection."
This episode is sponsored by Trojan Man.
Literally.
Magnum. We don't use Magnums here.
Feel the sensation.
Right, Kitty.
Please, Trojan. Shit feels like a vice grip. What are we talking about?
I'll tell you what we're about to talk about. We're actually about to get into like the main topic of this week's show, and that being the controversy surrounding Addison Rae who basically made news late last night in regards to her covering a UFC event. And I actually have the tweet right here that basically goes over her remarks. Should be on the screen right now. Where she basically said
Why
that
she look like she's about to like go to like a Hawaii? Like she just got off the plane and they handed her a layu. I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Malayu?
I thought it was just called Lay.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's just called the lay.
Again, trying to be politically correct here.
I'm glad it's me. I said me. I'm glad it's you this time rather than me that's getting things misconstrued. But she basically said in this tweet, and I quote, "I studied broadcast journalism in college for 3 whole months to prepare for this moment." And basically, social media let her have it. And Donovan, you brought this up in our group chat earlier this morning, and from what I got from your tone in it, it kind of seemed like you was kind of disgusted in that regard. So I love for you to expand upon that. Like, am I all basically saying that you were disgusted by her remarks?
No, you're pretty on brand with it. The thing I have issue with and is the term of like her just getting this job purely because of followers. Like I get at the end of the day, UFC is like declining in views and numbers and pay-per-views and stuff like that. So they of course want to latch on to the next best thing, and that being Addison Rae with I think 80 plus million followers. I just don't like it. Like, and then for her to put, I studied broadcast journalism in college for 3 whole months. Like, you could have just left the 3 whole months out and it wouldn't have been that bad. But I feel like it's just a slap in the face to any up and coming journalist or any intern journalist studying at ESPN or UFC or what have you, and just getting overlooked purely because of clout.
She wanted to flex. You know,
I think you guys are being too hard on her, honestly. And here's why: she is a joke of a person, and like, but you have to realize UFC and like professional fighting sports are also jokes now, and it's been a joke since they had Manny Pacquiao fight. What's his face? I forget his name. The famous the guy who basically doesn't fight and just like dances around the ring until his opponent's tired. Floyd Mayweather. What? After that, you could see it was probably long before that, but that was like the turning point movement. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that definitely was.
Because it was like you just have 2 people with like wild personalities or popular in the sport, and you have them fight, even though one dude is hugely bigger. Like you just said, fuck weight class. We just want to see 2 bright personalities with a huge following go at it.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I think you're confusing Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao for Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul.
No, I'm getting there. No, I'm talking about the origins of this predicament. And when they saw how much money they generate off of that, they went off the fucking deep end. And then they were like, okay, then let's just go buck wild. Let's have fucking Floyd Mayweather fight someone in the UFC like Conor McGregor, who has no business in the boxing ring when like his most important skills are completely crippled and all he has is punching, which is something he probably spent like 5% of his life perfecting. Like you see UFC fighters going like this a lot, and that is not boxing. But and then it's just slowly degenerated because now you get like the Pauls in the boxing ring, who aren't really real fighters. Like you had them fighting people with absolutely no boxing training, opposed to their like I don't know how long they've been in boxing, but they're not like fantastic boxers. They're like people who just do boxing for fun, essentially. And because they had these huge media personalities, you put them against actual boxers because people want to see it. I mean, we talked about in the fight how like Floyd Mayweather basically knocked this kid out a couple times, and he had to like resuscitate him so they could keep it going. And it was just after the money. Like this is just a symptom of that same problem. Like it's dying. No one takes it seriously anymore. All they want is just to make money. It's not about the sport. They just need these idiots in the ring with personalities that are so disgusting you can't just help but not looking at them. I mean, this girl has absolutely no talent other than being on TikTok and being pretty, I suppose. She's not funny, she's not clever, she's not particularly smart, but she has a huge following and she'll be cute and quirky at the ring while people are just mashing each other's faces in. It's just she's just a symptom of a larger problem. People should be mad at the UFC and fighting sports and not her.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. And I partially agree. Like I was saying earlier before we started, it's also a matter of like clout. Like you said, like she has a large following. She already has a platform, and journalism is part of the entertainment industry. And is clout is currency. Like, and clout, that currency is worth more than a degree. That currency is worth more than knowledge. People don't care if you know what you're talking about or not. They care if you're influential and people are sheepish towards what you say. And she's one of those people, especially because she's a TikToker. And it's like, I personally feel like she could have left the 3 months out because it's like kind of disrespectful to like people like me who literally went to school for like 3.5 years and can't get a job in journalism and are literally just, probably going to work a server job until one of these large trash corporations wants to hire them.
Yeah.
But it's like, who wants to work for Fox News or CNN anyway? Because it's like these corporations that like people feel so happy having on their resume, they don't even care about you. Like they just whitewash you. So it's like, and then it goes to that. It's like it's like you said, it's a larger problem. And I feel like people are now realizing this larger problem through Addison Rae, but they're not focusing on the larger problem. They're focusing on Addison Rae, and it's like she also doesn't care. So it's like I don't even know why.
Yeah, like what commentary is she gonna give? Like you have like Joe Rogan, who's like a mixed martial artist, and they have him there from time to time, and he knows what he's talking about. What the fuck is she gonna say exactly? Like, oh god, that looked bad. Oh wow,
it's just there for look at me. I'm just weird and quirky.
This is definitely highlighting like the whole influencer movement. I feel like we talked about it before, maybe like one of our first podcasts, but it's just like as society we're going towards the route where like basically how popular you are, how like famous you are, how pretty you are does kind of give you like Joan said, currency. It's like no longer is anybody looking at like how much work ethic you actually put in, how much you studied, how much like what you went to school for. Now it's simply because like oh, people know you, you do like a lot of work where people see you bring a lot of attention, so yeah, you should be qualified to, I guess, do what people have been going to school for years to do, which isn't right, but
literally and it's annoying because it's like companies like Wells Fargo, like these companies will be like, oh yeah, there's not enough black talent, and it's like there's so much black talent. Y'all literally do not like black people. Y'all see black people with locks and y'all just like, no, get that mop off your head if you want to work for my company. Like literally. Like what?
I will say you don't really like a lot of the most famous journalists that work for like the New York Times or Washington Post didn't study journalism in college. Like a lot of time they
like
either went to like law school and whatnot, and they got their route. But like one example, a terrible example since he's like been disgraced, but like Milo Yiannopoulos, the guy who's like famous in Breitbart and has his own shit now, he dropped out of college altogether. So it kind of makes you question if like going to journalism school is the proper investment in this like atmosphere. Because like when Trump got elected, so many people went to journalism school because they thought they were gonna be like the reporter that like fucking challenges him and takes him down. So like the market is over flooded. So like it's I feel like these. I'm not trying to defend journalism companies or media companies because they're assholes. I get it, but like they have to select people based off of different criteria now because the market is just oversaturated with journalism majors. There's just too many. So like if I want a journalist and I'm in a company, I just can't hire whatever journalism major there is. Like, oh, you went to Columbia Journalism School. Okay, I get like 2 of you. I got 2 from Harvard. No, maybe this guy used to be a lawyer, and you look at all the reports. He's a great writer, and like he has a popular personality. Let's get this asshole. Or in Milo's case, he was like, wow, he is wild. He's gay. He's conservative. He is something that's coming out of nowhere. Let's give him a platform. You know what I mean? So I just don't think the journalism major is something people should go after until like 2 more decades. Sorry, Donovan, what you say?
I was like, just to myself, what happened to him?
He
was pretty
he
okay.
made a comment about children and stuff, and I forget exactly what he said, but the media was like, oh, he's supporting pedophilia, and Breitbart let him go and whatnot. But he has his own channel. He has his own like kind of media company, so he's doing fine. And recently he says he's no longer gay, that he found Catholicism, and that he demoted his husband to his roommate.
Oh,
It's a
I
lot.
kind of like
I
what?
have the option to change later on, I guess.
Yeah, he's an advocate of conversion therapy, and apparently he went through that.
I could say something right now about the Catholic Church. But I'm not gonna do so.
I'm just reporting it. I'm not giving my opinion. Just reporting it.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot to unpack with that, so
Right?
I don't know if you want to get into it.
Like, we want someone this wild. We don't want a journalism major.
Literally,
Right,
we want someone outlandish.
He was so funny though. He's just so funny. I give him that.
But this is why I say I'm kind of conflicted on this, because I could kind of relate to both sides. Because for someone such as myself, I did not study journalism when I was in college. I basically studied business management and then later fashion, merchandising, and marketing. I basically got into journalism through connections.
Mhm.
Like I broke in. I got like my first internship at Ep.9 magazine. You know, then I became like an editorial assistant there. I was there for like 1 year, and that was while I was still in school. And then right after graduating from school, I ended up working for Jonathan Chabon's, Kim Kardashian's best friend and publicist, former publication called The Dish. And I was there for like what 2-3 weeks, and then I got fired via email, which I still have that email to this day. I look at
Damn,
it.
what you do, Lido?
Huh?
Literally.
You ain't going to just skip
What you
past
do?
it. Why you guys? Why you got fired?
Yeah, I'm right on that one.
You tried to talk to Chloe.
No, I'll try to be very smooth with that one, right? No, it wasn't even really anything like that. I guess like it's kind of like mixing oil and water in a sense, because like it was obviously like a predominantly white-owned company.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, their content kind of wasn't catered towards like my interests. And it's kind of like pulling teeth. Like, great, like I felt like I worked hard there. Like I met some great people. I even got to meet Jonathan. He liked my mohawk at the time when I had a mohawk and all that. That's basically like how we connected, so to speak, as far as like relatability and bonding. But it just wasn't. It just didn't work out. But I was trying to make it work. I was literally trying to make it work. But she basically had hit me up on a Friday and said, "Do not come in." You know, like she said, I'm very talented. She think I'm a talented journalist, which I kind of like I respected that, because I'm like, all right, well, I ain't go to school for journalism, but you know, the fact that you think I'm talented, like, all right, I guess that means something. But she said like she felt like I'm not a great fit, that she cannot help me as far like with my growth, and she did basically.
In other words, you're talented, but we already have somebody in the back who's already black, and we pretty much reached our quota, so we got to let you go.
And we can pay them less.
Right, exactly.
It's all money moves. I swear, like the best candidates get rejected just because they're too good and they don't want to pay them.
Yeah.
I mean, way to open up old trauma.
Damn, he's at a -10 now.
If it makes a difference, my 9 has gone to a 10 after hearing all your stories. Honestly, I am so grateful for my life, thanks to you people.
Right, I think my 5 is a 6 now.
Nice.
Okay, but thank you for that, Donovan. But I guess it kind of worked out in my favor, because then like about 3 days later, I get a call from TUC, and that's how I became a part of this. And
shit.
So, like, I did not have to. So basically, what I'm saying, like, I did not have to go through the process of like just going like journalism school, basically sending out a whole bunch of resumes. Like, basically, like people just liked me enough, and they just gave me opportunities. Like, I even ended up working for like one of my old college professors' PR companies, and he had like some high A-level celebrity clients. You know, I basically learned a great deal from him, and I brought it back here to a tribute culture, and that's kind of like helping me as far as like branching out, trying to like do new things. try different things because I learned it from him. So I kind of understand the fact that okay, like, because it's in regards to Addison Rae, like I feel like she's represents a much larger problem in this instance as far as like obviously somebody liked her enough to give her the opportunity. To grant like she does not have the credentials, but going back in my case 7-8 years ago, I didn't necessarily have the credentials either. Grant like I basically got into this game where social media wasn't what it is right now. Like basically I got like people were still like on Tumblr and all that, predominantly Facebook, Instagram was just like app where you just upload pictures.
I
So
still
basically,
have my Tumblr.
so basically, like being like an influencer did not really matter back then. It's just all about who you know, and that's feel like it's still relevant to this day. Or like who you know, rather than like what you know, like your credentials and all that. So I could kind of see that side. But now being much older and trying to do things as far like with podcasting, being like a YouTuber, I guess you could say, I kind of see why some people might have like a gripe with it because you have like these celebrities and these influencers where they could just like for instance like Will Smith. Will Smith could just decide like one day, all right, I want to be a YouTuber, and he gets like over 100K just like that because he's Will Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith could just decide, oh, I want to do like the Red Table Talk because she's Jada Pinkett Smith. She's gonna get a following. You have people like Fat Joe, Jim Jones. They're like, oh, I want to become podcasters, and they're gonna get mass following because of who they are. They don't necessarily have to like know what they're talking about, know what they're doing. It's just the fact that they have a name, so they get opportunities. Meanwhile, someone such as myself right now basically has to like put in the work and the grind to basically get to where I want to go. So I could like I said, I've been on both sides of it. I benefited, and I'm also like I guess you could say I'm not so beneficial at the same time. But
Hey,
yeah,
but you are always taking. Imagine that. Like, I don't want to segue. And I'm not a religious person. I'm more of an existentialist. But like, imagine that you were always in the end somehow taken care of. Like all that time you spent like panicking about, oh, what am I gonna do for food or whatever next? Like eventually, it just when you stop giving a shit, it just works itself out. Like you left Ebony for some bullshit, and then just
no. I
they
did not
well they
necessarily.
oh
I did
well
not necessarily.
fired you. Whatever. I
No,
know.
no, no, no. Time. I want to make sure we get this right. I did not necessarily get fired from MD or anything like that. It's just that my time there was up. I was there for like about 1 year.
Oh, okay.
I graduated. It was just like I just needed like the credit to graduate. So,
Oh, okay, even
so,
better. But they
so
didn't hire you afterwards, which was
right.
something they could have obviously afforded.
Yeah,
But in
because
any
they
case,
had
like
more
you were
other
out
black
on your
people,
ass.
but
Let's just say it. You were out on your ass,
Yes.
and then eventually Tuck came out of the fucking nowhere. And isn't that great? When you stop giving a shit, just life just happens, and you're taken care of. Like, what's the
Yeah,
point of worrying?
yeah.
yeah. Because I was like, okay, well, all right, well, guess journal like this is fun. I guess I'll just start working on my degree. I never had to do that just yet.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
so
You
I
didn't
guess
give a shit. It's
yeah,
great.
I did, but like right now, doing with the thing that we're doing, like I'm kind of starting to get the sense, like either I really don't give that much of a shit, but I'm still paying attention as far like, all right, like who's coming up and how basically just because like they have a
Oh
name
yeah,
out there,
yeah.
that it just accelerates them just like that.
Yeah, but I know, but you have the mindset that if this was all taken away from you, everything was taken away from you, would you be panicking and anxiety filled?
No, because
Exactly. There you go. That's it.
Excuse me.
You're another Addison Rae.
at least I'm
Um,
black. All right, at least I'm black.
Listen,
All right.
Tuck is gonna go bankrupt, and we're gonna see you at the boxing match next week. Fucking good, isn't that amazing? Why do we worry about anything? Honestly,
Yeah. But how do you guys feel like overall in the sense like do you feel like it's more rewarding because obviously like we all have our own goals and aspirations whether it's within here at Tuck or like our own personal aspiration. Like do you feel like it's more
Domination.
rewarding to like struggle towards your goals or would you rather like go like the Addison Rae route where like okay like let's say for instance like you're like this big influence or like just say like you're not but somebody might say like hey you know what all right cool like I like you enough to give you opportunity let's accelerate you past all the bullshit. Like, how would you like? Do you feel like it's more rewarding to go through the process
I
to
mean,
get?
I guess, but it's like who wants that?
I do.
Like who genuinely wants to struggle to get to where they want to be?
I
I
do.
don't.
Me.
I've
Okay,
been struggling my whole entire life. I'm over
R-
it.
Read Nietzsche, man. Come on.
okay. So, all right, Sean. Like, how do you feel on that? Before we, because I would definitely want to like get Sean and Kenny's full thoughts on it. But how do you feel? Like, do you feel like you rather struggle to get towards what you want, or would you like, yo, like all right, cool. Like you go give me the opportunity, bet I'm with it.
See, I would also feel like I fall somewhere in the middle because like as much as I also study, like, you know, to things that I'm interested in to try to learn, I also do fall into categories sometimes where I run into a lot of like good things simply because I know people, I know good people. I'm like, you know, a friendly face and all stuff like that. So they'll give me an opportunity to see. And I tend to learn that way too. So I'll say I can't really say whether it's a good thing to struggle or not. Like it's one of those things that's rewarding when you do struggle because, you know, you put in the effort to learn and then it just pays off in a big way. But it's also a kind of like, I guess, a good sensation when something gets handed to you because it's just kind of like, you know, even though if you didn't feel like you were, I guess, you didn't have the credentials for it, somebody thinks that you do. So like, you know, you're just like, oh, okay, so you'll see what it is. I feel like at least in this situation, it probably went south because of the humble bragging, like, you know, the whole post of I went to 3 months, like, you know, I went to school for 3 months to do this, and everybody's sitting there just like, well, whoop de fucking do.
It's just like you really have like
basically
MMA YouTubers like this really cover this shit for like try to cover this shit for a living. They cannot get opportunities.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been that bad if she didn't put the 3 whole months in. It sounds like you're like mocking.
Yes,
she is.
Like so rude.
So that's my take on that.
And I actually agree with that take as well. But Donovan, like I know Donovan and Ken, you both said that you guys rather scrap group. But I want to start with you, Donovan. Like, why would you rather go through the process?
I'll use an example of being like if I was like Oprah Winfrey's like adoptive son, and that have yet to be confirmed because I could be.
Sponsored by Oprah Winfrey.
Sponsored by our own network.
But yeah, if I was to be just born into money, I wouldn't have the same mindset that I have now. And I think that's a big part in my writing, my mindset, my overall personality, the way I am now. So I appreciate the struggle more than just like being on the wavelength of like Addison Rae and just getting everything handed to me and not actually knowing if I may or may not have talent. So I do prefer the struggle. I like it better. It just shows how much I've overcome and will continue to motivate me throughout my whole career.
But you said like seeing like whether or not you have the talent, but will you say that okay, in the case of Addison Rae, that maybe the powers that be thought that she was talented enough, that's why she got the opportunity?
Who thought Addison Rae was talented? Let me talk. Like, don't get me wrong. She knows how to amass a following and stuff like that, and I'll give her that. But come on, nobody in the UFC thought she was talented. She has over 80 million followers, and that's what they saw. And she's like the hottest thing right now.
But would you say that it's a skill in terms of like being like a social media influencer to amass that type of following?
I wouldn't say it's a skill. It's more about just the luck of the draw. Like, as you see now, anybody can be like a social media star just with the right connections, a little bit of luck. All it takes is one video to go viral. Yeah. But I will say, once you are viral, it does take some smarts to be able to navigate that and bring it to like this brand that she has. So I will give her that.
I actually think it's more.
And her publicity team. Don't forget her publicity team.
Oh, sure. Of course. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. Yeah.
But I actually think it's more pressure after you become viral because then like, okay, like you have a hit. Now, obviously you have to keep that going. You know what I mean? You have to.
Yeah, but once you are viral, you start to get...
It's like being like a musician, like having like that first Billboard #1 hit. And then everybody like, all right, everybody's fucking with the song. Like, they playing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like once you have that #1 hit, you start to get these interviews. You see them pop up and stuff like that. That's because agents are frantically reaching out to grab you, and then you get writers, publicist team, and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, once you are viral and popular, like you have like a whole community backing you now.
Okay. And Kenny, you also said that you rather go through the process as well. Can you explain why?
Yeah, it goes back to what I was trying to bring up before, which you getting thrown out on your ass and whatnot. Um, I know, but but it goes back to that. It's like, who are you as a person when everything is taken away from you? When all the fame, all the friends, all the money, everything is taken away from you. You take someone like Addison Rae or take someone like us who has grinded their entire lives, take everything away from both of them. The person who grinded their entire life is so much better than Addison Rae, who can't do anything for herself, who's mentally, physically weak compared to them. Like I brought up Nietzsche, who's one of my favorite philosophers now. And his idea of the Superman or the Ubermensch wasn't like Clark Kent's superpowers, I can lift a bus. It was like psychologically strong individual who embraces every single part of their life, even the suffering which is inherent, and uses it to make them basically stronger every day. Like they're thankful for all the shit they went through because that went about to molding them to the person they want. And because of it, they go after what they want. They don't go for trends. They don't listen to anyone else. They just go after what their desire is in this world and try to achieve it. And if they failed, at least they said they fucking tried. Addison Rae can never say that. Would be mentally weak. Like if we lost everything, we would at least have the mental resilience to be like, I can build it again. Her, a community college, I don't know, turn tricks on the corner. What can she do? What could she do?
Well, she proved that she could build a social media farm, and normally what smart people do is after they build up their own platform, they start advertising ways for how they could build up other people's platforms.
But has she done that?
Maybe she has it, but I'm just saying, like, if push comes to shove, like, she's capable of it because she has the proven background of success of doing that.
No, I think it's more what Donovan said. Like she got born with the genetic lottery. She is pretty. As soon as she learned how to take the right selfie, there were just people liking and sharing her pictures. There were simps in her comments saying, "You are so beautiful," or whatever. And then one day she made a TikTok. She made a TikTok account. She saw what trend, like Monica does. She saw what trends were popular, and she basically was like, "Oh, okay, I'll do this one." It
Yeah,
got off.
if
People
you're
were
like,
sharing at it. Yeah, and then
like in her
she was
early
like,
days, she wasn't doing anything different from anybody else.
she
was just
isn't now.
pretty.
I just went on her page. She's just like grinding with a shirt that shows your tits, and that's it.
I had just looked it up. Addison Rae was the one that was also involved in that like controversy where she was doing a bunch of TikTok dances, and I think they were other people's dances, like other Black influencers.
Yeah.
So this isn't her first scandal.
Yeah, she stole the dance, and because she appears to be white and blonde and pretty, it blew the fuck up. There were celebrities resharing it, trying to fucking flirt with her, most likely. Eventually, she acquired enough money, thanks to all these views, to hire a publicity team who don't really do a great job sometimes because they let her fucking send off that tweet, probably. She started hanging out with Kardashians because Kardashians want to surround themselves with pretty ass people. It raised her
she
profile.
was also boosted by that rap song, Addison Rae, or something like that. I forgot the name of the rapper.
There's a song about
exactly, some thirsty rapper was like, I'm a rapper.
She was on Genius, decoding the song that's not even hers.
But I would say like that's a good point. Like the PR teams of today, I don't know what the fuck is going on because there's been like so many dumbfounded tweets that have been posted online. I'm like, who's your PR reps? So I feel like this is a great time to shout my mentor. I feel like everybody that's like, you need a good publicity team. Hire my mentor, BJ Coleman Entertainment Group. Like he'll definitely help you out. And BJ, you watch this, you owe me for this. Just want to get that out there.
No, but probably like one of the interns weren't paying attention and she had control of her phone and she fired it off and they weren't looking at her feed because they had like several other assignments to do. And that's how it got leaked. But
that was just like a poor like tweet, just a poor tweet.
Yeah, she has poor impulse control. That's it. She's a kid mentally. She hangs out with Kardashians who never got to grow up. I swear to God, like I'm surprised that Kim was able to like pull it together when Kanye divorced her ass because she did not have the mental fortitude.
Is she really together though?
Exactly. No, I meant to go out in public and make it seem like that. But do you really think she has a mental fortitude to be, someone who lived off her youth and her beauty all these years, has been divorced twice, which is like 2 more times than most people, has 3 or 4 fucking kids?
Actually, 3 times.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Oh,
in
oh
Kim's
yeah, she did.
defense, she is learning law, so I will give her that.
Mm.
I
Because
think
her
she's learning
daddy
like
learned law.
criminal law or something. I mean,
No,
but she's still taking an initiative, so I will give her that. I'm not gonna bash on her too harshly, but
you know how
she's
many dumbasses are in law school? Like a surprising amount.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, Dom, because like I guess you could say Kim Kardashian is part of the problem as well, because like just because she's Kim Kardashian, she has so much influence as far as like the criminal justice system. Meanwhile, you might have a person that been practicing law for like what 5, 8, 10 years, where they do not have that level of credibility still to be able to do what Kim Kardashian is doing and get publicity for it.
She walked into the
yeah. I
White House
mean,
and demanded people be free.
yeah.
And it's like
It's just pretty
you look at their
white and
stories.
blonde.
Yeah,
It
you
sounds
just
funny, but I feel like Kim Kardashian would technically be one of like the first versions of like the influencers, simply because of the sex tape.
Yeah. She was the
She
prototype.
technically
That
was the
blueprint.
person. Yeah.
Because it's all soft porn. I mean, let's be honest. These
Her,
influencers just produce soft porn.
her, Paris Hilton, and Nicole Richie, those are like the early, I guess you say prototypes. As far
Those
as
were the OG.
Mhm.
yeah.
The
You know.
OGs.
But to wrap up this discussion, I feel like it's basically subjective. Like me, myself, Sean, and Joanne, like for us, like if somebody sees like the potential you to like accelerate your growth, all right, take it. But I also can see like Dom and Kenny's point as well, because I'm also going through that process now that I'm much older. Like when I was younger, like I guess it kind of helped me accelerated my growth. But like now being on the other side of it, I could kind of get where you guys are coming from as well. Now because
Yeah, I mean, because
going through
I
the
was 2
struggle
steps away
does.
from making an OnlyFans.
Excuse me?
I was seeing these women doing. I'm like, damn, there's a market for anything. Let me think about it. So I
Sponsored
was
by
on the
What
OnlyFans.
would you post? What would you post?
Like just cause I know how the YouTube algorithm works right now, I'm not gonna get you to expand upon that.
Like,
but
oh, come on.
but who knows? Maybe in the future we set up a Patreon. I would love to get this story from as far like how did you come up with this process?
Follow TUC Mag After Dark.
Right? But
We talking some barnyard shit or what?
I mean, let's just say I was gonna give it all away, you know?
Oh my god.
alright, there's nothing else to say.
Can we segue?
Yes, no, we're gonna wait till the end right now because that's basically about all the time that we had this week. So what I'd like for you guys to do is plug yourselves on the way out, like as far as like anything that you have going on outside of TUC with your own personal lives and stuff like that. Like feel free to share your piece. Warm up.
Hi, I'm Kenny.
It's all right, Kenny.
Hey, I'm Georgine. I'm a multifaceted artist. You guys can follow me on IG and be aware of everything that I'm doing. And then through that, you can also check out my photography page. I enjoyed this podcast today. Thank you for letting me on.
You're most certainly welcome. And I know you said like you started off today at a 5. Cause what another thing I like to do towards the end is like ask everybody's scores again. So are you still at a 5 after about this close to 1 hour with us today?
Yeah, I'm at like a 4 now.
Oh damn, it went down. Oh shit.
Oh,
Was it
damn.
because of Donovan? Because he didn't make an
No,
OnlyFans?
it's because of Kenny.
No, it's because you didn't make an OnlyFans and you didn't drop a link.
Yeah, the OnlyFans probably like, oh god.
I gotta put the scores against
Comments below.
So you went from whatever to my life sucks right now. Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Cold red.
Well, we do hope you feel better as the day goes on.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Sure,
Yeah.
as well. And also, I'm gonna have a link to Joanne's Spotify. Like, check out her music. She's really dope.
Thank you.
My name is Sean. You can follow me on most social media platforms under Black Dawn. I'm also part of the Gaming Chair podcast with Tuck, so you can find me on that one too.
Yeah, like we've been trying like for the past couple of weeks, but the fucking internet.
Once we get all of that sorted out and figured out, if you're looking for any of my art, could be writing, could be photography, it could be dancing, you can find it on my website at blackdawnarts.com.
Oh shit, this is new. Wait, did I know y'all know?
What, a website?
Yeah.
I usually plug the website. I just don't elaborate too much on what's on it.
You're supposed to be our man in charge.
I got
you don't know your employee got a website?
I know he did and does photography.
Wait, can you put it in the chat?
Got you.
Oh,
I'm also still sitting at a 8.59 right now.
Right now, I'm at like a shit. I don't know where I'm at. I started off high, but Donovan and Joanne, y'all just
Jesus, be gangbanged them, but I'm at a 10.
Kenny and our stories just makes them like appreciate, this life. So,
right.
That's good. As for me, you guys can find me at the Delta Fashionista, also on the Moderator and the True Urban Culture IG page. So you want to inquire as far like any event hosting, any event coverages, photography, video shoots, hit me up and we could talk rates and all that good stuff.
Just to let you know, we are going to check out your Instagram following because we're on that type time now.
Rise of the influencers.
Donnie is spicy today.
I like the way he think though, because that's true. Because like, yo, you got like if the following ain't there and all that, then like, okay, like be sure to.
Yeah, we're looking for the next Addison Rae. Just like you know, we ain't looking for Kwame Brown.
That's how everybody probably don't need our asses, but they can do it all on their own. But yeah, that's basically cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode. I enjoyed it. Like we originally had a different topic planned in mind, but we'll revisit that topic hopefully next week. But I feel this was a great discussion. I enjoyed having you guys on. Thank you for taking time out of your day to take part in this discussion. And for those of you, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening as well on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podbean, iHeartRadio, at the TUC Podcast Network. We hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to let us know how you feel about it. And with that said, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace out. Bye.